Hey guys, today I just wanted to take a second to talk about the fact that God is God and we are not. I think so often we tell God exactly what we want in prayer. We're like, I want this to turn out this way, and I want this to happen, and I want you to bring this into my life. Or we might try and bargain with him and say, if you'll do this, I'll do that. And, guys, we forget God cannot be manipulated or controlled. That was something that Kirk Bennett shared in a teaching many, many years ago. And it really struck me because it's so true. God cannot be manipulated or controlled. And frankly, would you want a God that could? Because if you could manipulate and control him, then other people could as well. And what a mess that would be. The beauty of faith and the beauty of the God that we serve is the fact that he is sovereign and he sees all. And so we have to trust him and trust his perspective. And so we need to be intentional about releasing things into his hands. And this doesn't mean that you can't pray specifically. I'm not saying that at all. But when you read Psalms, what you see is David will pray, and then he talks about, but your will be done. Jesus prayed the same way. He made his request, and then he said, but your will be done. This is about trusting the Father to do what is best, because he's furthering the kingdom. And if we all want to be on the same page, we have to yield to him and yield to his plans. And so it's about staying in that place. And so it's trusting him. He's not a genie in a bottle that we get to decide what we want and we rub it and give our 3 wishes. It doesn't work that way. And I think one of the things that we've seen a lot of is people will fall away in their relationship with the Lord because of the fact that they have prayed something and it didn't happen. And therefore they assume that that means that God isn't real. And that's not the case. And so some of this is also, and I've talked about this before, managing your own expectations and understanding that we need to be intentional to yield to his plan. And so when you're managing your expectations, yes, you may make a specific request from God, but you're still allowing him to do what he thinks is best. And so this is about just releasing that need to control. And one of the other things is that we hear a lot where people say, I just want to understand. I don't know why God would do that. I have a dear friend who was very, very sick, and we prayed for healing for her, and she ended up passing on. And that was horrible. I mean, we all were so deeply grieved. And so it would be easy to say, why God, why, and be angry, because he hasn't told us. But really, if we look at the root of our need to understand, if we look at the root of that, what we really want to do is judge God's decision. We want to understand because we want to see if the decision he made makes sense. We do that to each other as well. That's one of the reasons why my husband has been teaching me, because this is something I've struggled with. And in particular, a lot of women struggle with this, is we feel the need to explain ourselves. When we decline an invitation, right? We'll say, I can't because blah, 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 blah. And why are we giving that information? We're giving that information because we want them to not be offended, because we want them to understand our choices. But at the end of the day, they don't have to understand our choices. I mean, we have to trust each other that the decisions that we're making are the ones that are best, right? Act in good faith, right? And how much more with God do we need to act in good faith and trust that the decisions he's making are right? And so this is what faith is about, right? This is what it means to be a person of faith, is to trust him, to trust the way that he's making decisions. And honestly, guys, first of all, he doesn't answer to us. It's not for us to judge his decisions. Again, it makes me think of Job, right at the end of Job, where God's like, all right, now you're going to answer some questions to me. Where were you when, and it's like, oh, okay, never mind. You're God, I'm not, right? And this is what we need to remember. He's God, not us, right? We don't get to control him. We don't get to manipulate him. We don't get to decide. We can ask, right? We can partner with him, but ultimately he is the authority. And so it's yielding to him. Anyway, hopefully that blessed somebody. And I hope that you have a wonderful day, and blessings to you guys as you seek him.